Hi everyone. Today I wanted to talk to you about kind of an odd topic to do on a video online, and that is parent-teacher conferences. We can't have a traditional parent-teacher conference this year in preschools because, well, we aren't having a traditional year. So what I wanted to do today and actually next week is share some things that we as preschool teachers would normally share with you at a traditional parent-teacher conferences. At this time of year, we've been busy observing the kids, assessing the kids, making notes, filling out progress reports, writing comments, talking with you already about different things that we're observing in the kids. And then we get a chance usually to sit down with you and share that information and have a conversation back and forth and talk about the growth of your child. Again, nothing is traditional this year. Nothing is normal this year. So we're going to do our little pivot and try something different. Typically at this time of year, we are assessing the kids to get kind of a baseline to see where they are at. We typically, with a 3-year-old, however, don't do an assessment. With a 3-year-old who is just entering preschool, we do a lot more observation. The things that we are looking for is how do they separate from their parent? Now, obviously, that's not something that you can really work with right now during a pandemic. They can't separate from you. They are with you 24/7. So that is something, though, that we do look for. So I would recommend that when this is over, that is something, if your child normally struggles with, that is something where you put some focus on with them, is helping them learn to separate from you and spend a little time apart. Even if it's 5 minutes here, then 10, then 15, let them build up. So that is something that we start with the 3-year-olds. We look at that. We look at other social and emotional things with them as well. We look at, for example, are they aware that anybody else is in the room with them? 3-year-olds are very self-centered and very self-focused. So we watch for that growth throughout the beginning months of school. Are they aware that there are other children around them? Are they beginning to have conversations with them? Are they beginning to play with them? Or do they still what we call parallel play, where they may be both of them playing in the kitchen, but one is playing here and one is playing here. And they're sharing and they're using the same things, but they're not interacting at all. So we're watching for that kind of growth as the year progresses. We're looking to find out if a 3-year-old can come to carpet time, can sit. We don't expect them to sit long. If they don't have a long attention span, that's fine. But can they follow those rules? Can they follow the order of the day? Are they kind to the other children? Are they able to take care of their belongings? Are they able to take care of themselves? Those are a lot of the things that we are looking for. When we talk to parents at a 3-year-old's conference, the questions that we would be asking you would be along the lines of, does your child talk about school? Do they talk about some of the other kids there? Are they enjoying that? What kinds of things do they share with you when they get home? So really it's very experience based for a 3-year-old's conference. And again, unfortunately, that is not something that we can offer them right now, but when this is over, that is something to begin again with them. The best news for them is they still have a couple of years. This would be their very first preschool experience, and they still have time before they'll be moving on to kindergarten. And even though we don't assess the 3-year-olds, we do some other things with them, like a self-portrait, which we love to do in the spring after we've done one in the fall. It's amazing with a 3-year-old how their skills develop from fall to spring. It's just wonderful to see. We do a baseline name sample and cutting sample. And we will make notes on their pencil grip and their scissors grip. But again, they're brand new. Those are things that they will continue to work on and develop over the couple of years that they attend a preschool. As the kids get older and they start getting ready for kindergarten, that is when we do more serious assessments with them. So the 4 and 5-year-olds, we will do that in the fall. The things that we are sitting down to look at with them are how high can they count? By kindergarten, they should be able to count to 10. Can they do one-to-one correspondence? Can they count objects? How many blocks can they count one at a time? Can they write their name, do the cutting, and do their self-portrait? And with these things, again, with this older group, we are more seriously looking at their pencil grip, their scissors grip, their proper form. And with the writing of their name, do they start with an uppercase letter and then go down to the lowercase letters? Those are some of the observations we're making there. We do look at, do they know their colors and their shapes? How many letters of the alphabet can they recognize? Especially we look for the ones that are in their name. And speaking of their name, can they find their name? We like to lay out a bunch of names and have them try to locate theirs, see if they can read their name, because that is, of course, the beginning to reading, recognizing your own name. And then maybe some other things in the environment, some other signs, a stop sign, for example. Can they start to recognize those things? Those are the basic assessments that we do with the kids. Some of the other observations that we make when we're with the kids is their large motor skills. How are they at running, jumping, hopping on one foot? Can they walk in a straight line? We'll literally just put a line down and see if they are able to stay on it. Can they move their upper body and their lower body at the same time? Are they able to kick a ball, throw a ball, catch a ball? These are different things that we look at there, and kind of if we see some red flags, then we'd share that with you. So these are things you can be doing at home with your kids. You can have them do a name sample. You can have them do a self-portrait. You can have them cut and work on that scissors grip with the thumb up on top and the 2 fingers on bottom. Open the mouth and chomp, chomp, chop. That's really important for them to get to. One thing that kindergarten teachers have shared with us again and again is that pencil grip is a really hard thing to correct by the time the kids get to them. So now is the time to start. So make sure when they're writing that they're using the proper pencil grip. If you need to get a gripper, or if you need to use some of the other tricks that I've shown in one of the other videos, feel free to do those to help them be successful and improve their grip. One other thing that kindergarten teachers have shared with us that is crucial for the kids when they get to kindergarten is self-help skills, and that's something else that can be worked on at home right now. Can they get themselves undressed and dressed in the morning? Can they do their zipper, pull their socks on? They don't have to tie their shoes yet. If they can, by the time they get to kindergarten, bonus, but that is not a necessity. What can they do with you to help you? Can they clear the table of their own dishes? Can they help you set the table? Are they using the bathroom independently? Those are the kinds of things that are very beneficial when the child gets to kindergarten. And again, those are things that we can still be working on with the kids at home, the day-to-day tasks. Let them be responsible for picking up after themselves. I know cleaning up toys, that can become a fight, but there's other little things that help them be successful in cleaning up. As I said, helping with the dishes and things like that. Those are some basic things that we start with when we are preparing for conferences. Next week, I'm going to come back and share some other things, some more academic type things, math related, language arts, things that we do there to assess and observe the kids to help get ready for conferences and ways you can do them at home. But I want to finish by saying, I said at the beginning, this is a non-traditional year. There's nothing normal. None of us know what to expect for the next school year. Kindergarten teachers know that these kids have been home for a year and a half possibly by the time we get to next school year. They know that it's an even playing field. Kids that wouldn't have gone to preschool anyway, we're kind of all in the same boat now. Their expectations will be different. But at the same time, we still want the kids to help the kids to be successful. So these are, again, things that you can be working on at home, the self-help skills, running, the large motor skills, all that kind of stuff. This is a time where they are learning things that preschoolers have never learned before. They are learning from watching you. They're learning how to adapt. They're learning how to express their emotions. They're learning it's okay to cry. It's okay to lose it sometimes and be frustrated and angry, and you handle that and you deal with it. These guys are getting quite an education that we've never been able to offer kids before. And it's actually kind of exciting in a lot of ways. A lot of this has been missing over the years. There's been unprecedented family time in the last several months. There's been unprecedented outdoor time. It's amazing how many people have moved their lives outside and have enjoyed beautiful weather and have been doing things as a family. So these kids might be missing out on what we consider to be a traditional preschool year, maybe a traditional kindergarten year if that's where your child was, but you are giving them amazing blessings with the things that you are doing with them at home and the time that you are spending with them. And that will lay a foundation that will last them throughout all of their schooling and beyond. Again, next week when you come back, we'll talk a little bit more about some of the academic things and things you can be doing there. But please remember, you are doing an amazing, fantastic job, and your kid will be just fine, I promise.